Big red lips and long blonde hair.
Boom, Ric Flair. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Friday. It is Friday, September 22nd. Hope you have yourself a good start to your Football Friday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by atscalculator.com. Come and check out and crunch the numbers. And you know what? Baseball season is getting near the gate. Well, not the gate, the wire. Hey, we're going gate to wire, and you can see Toronto Blue Jays, Tampa Bay starting the series this weekend, create the ATS results. And in game one, we got the Blue Jays winning tonight, 0.41, 8.83. And if you want to do college football, NFL, you can do it right here at the atscalculator.com. Also, check out my new book, The 24-Hour Rule. That's right, you can pick up a copy of The 24-Hour Rule today and learn more about sports betting. And in the book, we talk about the psychology of sports betting, about the markets, money management, the fundamentals of the Raymond Report. Also, strength of schedule, one of my favorite chapters right there, advanced betting strategies. If you like betting strategies, and I always say you're building your own robot, your own system, you want to check out this book. It's called The 24-Hour Rules, Embracing Patience and Discipline in Sports Betting, something that a lot of people don't have in sports betting, but you need to exercise it. And you can get this book today at amazon.com or .ca. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond, a 5-time sports handicapping champion, going into my 27th season here in sports handicapping. And throughout the barbecue tour, I created a little tip sheet called the Raymond Report, which fundamentals are based on value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, not injuries, because we can't handicap an injury, but we can handicap the player who's available to replace that injury, and that's what we do. And the book will, and here's a tip, the line will always tell you when a key player is out. And a money management system, you can use the Raymond Report today here at atsstats.com. And you're wondering, what kind of investor are you? Are you an instant gratification investor, normally a short-term investor in for the short term? Or are you a savvy investor playing the long game? And if you use the Raymond Report, always remember the 2 key principles of the Raymond Report: shop for value, play those percentages. And once you understand that, you'll have a lot more fun betting on sports. The 5 golden rules of sports handicapping, and normally, there you go, the 5 golden rules. Hey, thou shalt not always remember that the sports book is not your friend. You know, I'll say it all the time. My good friend Greg Dempsey used to say, when you walk into a sportsbook casino, it doesn't say bank. It says sportsbook or casino, and they are not your friend. Less is more. If you always remember that theory in life, you can use it for anything in life. Less is more. And understand the A, B's, and C's of sports betting. And the A, B's, and C's. Yeah, 60% or higher we call a A-type team. 50 to 59.9 is our B-type team, and C-type teams, like an old high school sweetheart, you know they're going to break your heart when you bet on them. Those are teams with a 49 or lower win percentage. And the rule number 4 is try to avoid betting on teams in a bearish cycle. Teams that are 0-7, 1-6, 2-5 in the high volume sports, and in NFL, college, CFL, 0-3 teams, right? 5th rule, maintain a disciplined money management system. And just to show you how hard it is to make money in sports betting, let's say you took 20 bets and you bet $5 on each bet, and you only went, say 40%. So you went 8 and 12. Well, you're down $55. If you, out of 20 bets, you went even Steven, you're still down $5, right? You're still down $5. And let me see, or down 55, yeah, $5. And then if you went 11 and 9, so 11 and 9, well, you're down, let me see here, you're down 49.5, you're still down money. And if you win 60% of your bets, well, you're up $16. Oh, I was reading it wrong. Here we go. So let me redo that. I was reading the percentage here, right here. All right, so 40% of your bets, so you go 8 and 12, you're down $15. If you go 10 and 10, you're down $5. If you go 11 and 10, or 11 and 9, hey, math, hey, so they said there'd be no math in the show here today, but apparently there is. 11 and 9, you're up $5.50, and if you hit 60% of your bets, so you go 12 and 8, you're up $16, and that's why money management does help if you are in there for the long game. Woo, that was long. All right, hey, Lee Clark's in the house. Good morning, Lee, and hope you're having yourself a good start to your morning.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby, it's Friday. It's Football Friday. That means the one and only Gil the Thrill Melendez Melendez will be on the show, and Gil will break down some of the games going up for NFL week number 3. And I got a little surprise for you guys, yeah. And cue the elevator music. We're going to be doing some research here today. And where's my elevator music? Yeah. So anytime I go on my super database, I cue the elevator music. So this way it gives you something while I'm searching and you're not bored. And what we do, I'm going to look at teams. You know, this is a great week number 3, because there's 3 types of teams. Teams that are 0-2, 2-0, or 1-1, right? And the law of average, which I'm a big fan of in sports handicapping, we're going to take a look at some of the teams that are 0-2 facing teams that are 2-0 and vice versa. And we'll go through a little bit of an exercise with that. All right, Scott says, good morning, good morning. Last day of summer is Saturday. Hope everyone had a good summer. Happy Football Friday, folks, says Scott. And good morning, Scott. And hope you're having yourself a good start to your Football Friday.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Hey, nothing like a little Mike Myers to get us going here. Hey, a little Austin Powers here on a Football Friday. All right, you know what? Gil will be here before you know it, so let's get on with the show, and let's go feed the ponies. I think we're going to Gulfstream Park here today. 1 minute to post time.
1 minute to post time. Approaching the gate.
Hey, this is where you're rushing to the window to get that exacta bet in, eh? Get him in, get him out. Yeah, they're off and running today at my favorite racetrack. That is Gulfstream Park in Hallandale Beach, Hollywood, Florida. And you can see in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park, it's a $50,000 maiden claiming race, $12.50 post time, 6 furlongs on the dirt. And I'm going to recommend 618 today at Gulfstream Park. The number 6 horse, Baby Sasia. Oh boy, here we go. Sasia, Sasia, with Edgar Zayas taking the ride here on the number 6 horse. Man, this is a tough Friday morning with all these names. Number 1, Sonadora Girl. Gonzalez taking a ride on Sonadora Girl. The number 8 horse, Refugiada. Man, look at these 3 names right out of the gate, eh? Miguel Angel Vasquez taking a ride on the number 8 horse. 5-1 number on the number 8 horse, Refugiada. And the number 7 horse, the Joker's Wild. Pretty good name right there. Easy to pronounce. Naughty Favors with Lionel Reyes taking a ride on Naughty Favors. 7-2 morning line on the number 7 horse. Woo, tongue twisters. All right, there you have it. That is your Gulfstream Park race number 1 previews and predictions. And if you're going to play today at Gulfstream, the races in race number 1, I'm going to recommend an exacta box in race number 1, and it's 611887. Don't forget to box it. And if you're going to play trifecta, 618-718 trifecta box. Or if you're going to play the double Dutch betting system, one of my favorite, go with the, I like Sonadora Girl with Gonzalez, 42% money, last 100. I kind of like Edgar Zayas too, but I'm going to go 1 Sonadora Girl. And if the double Dutch system is this, you put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 1 horse. Comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid twice, which is also nice. And you can do, you can play that today right here using the tip sheet at the Raymond Report. This is our horse racing tip sheet, and all you got to do is go to horses, free tip sheet, in the pull down menu, go to Gulfstream Park, and then scroll right to the bottom, and we give you all the races today, 1 to 9. 9 races today at Gulfstream Park, courtesy of your good friends right here at atsstats.com. All right, hey, to be the man,
To be the man. You gotta beat the man.
yeah, and the man last night was the San Francisco Giants. Boy, they I only saw the 4th quarter, had practice last night, feeling good going into tonight's game. But yeah, so San Fran, again, good team, good defense, and the Giants, well, hey, as good old Denny Green would have said.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
Yeah, or this one.
The Bears are what we thought they were.
The Bears who thought they were.
What we thought they were.
Yeah, and the Giants, the 49ers who we thought they were, and yeah, they do have a good defense, and they were missing some key players last night, so congratulations if you're a San Francisco Giant fan. You did go get that money. All right, speaking of money, let's go to Major League Baseball, and you know what? Had a good day with my premium picks. If you guys are a member of atsstats.com, you go to picks, Ron's premium picks. I got a free play today in baseball. I like the the under in the Boston game. I like the under in that game, under 9. And last night we had the over in Atlanta, Chicago White Sox over, Yankees the day before. So yeah, we're on a pretty good run right here. We've won 5 of the last 6 premium picks, and you can get that today right here at atsstats.com. All right, let's get to Major League Baseball today, and I want to show you that exercise before Gil gets on. Not going to try to change his picks on anything because I don't know who he likes this weekend, but once you see what I got in store for you guys today, it'll make you think twice on who you're liking this weekend. You know, teams that are 2-0, they got all the momentum, they got all the market psychology in their favor, but you'll see when I show you some of the numbers, a double take right there. All right, Chicago Cubs taking on the Colorado Rockies. Minus 225 is the line, 9 is the total. We're going to go with the Cubbies against the Rockies here at Wrigley Field. 2:20 Eastern is the first pitch. 5.3 to 3.5, the over-under at 8.89. We got the Brew Crew taking on Miami Marlins. Hey, the Marlins, don't look now. They're holding a wild card spot, and they're up for a wild card spot with, let me see who they tied with here. I think it's the Cubbies too, right? I think the Cubbies and Marlins. Talk about a good weekend of baseball. Yeah, too bad they weren't playing each other. That would have been a lot of fun. Hey, you know what? It feels like playoff baseball right now, doesn't it? It does feel like playoff baseball. Miami sending Brian Hoying to the hill against Corbin Burns, and we do like the Brew Crew in this one. 4.6 to 4.1, the over-under at 8.85. Cincinnati taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. You got Andrew Abbott going up against Luis Ortiz of the Bucks, and we're going to lean with Cincinnati 4.5 to 4.4, the over-under at 8.94. Looking at the Pittsburgh Pirates, they're now on a 2-game win streak. Last 3 have gone over the total, and they're coming off an 8-6 win over the Cubbies yesterday. Toronto Blue Jays, you know what? They ran into a buzzsaw last night of a pitcher, Garrett Cole. Hey, we said it yesterday. You know what? Mission accomplished for the Blue Jays. They had a good run. They took 3 or 4 from the Yankees. So it is what it is. And looking at tonight's lineup, you got Chris Bassett towing the rubber against Tyler Glasnow for the Tampa Bay Rays. It's going to be tough. Tampa Bay, a 155 favorite. And we're going to lean with the Rays in this one. 4.2 to 3.7, the over-under at 7 point Gretzky. But you saw on the ATS calculator, I did the ATS calculator here. Let's go to Major League Baseball. And I showed you guys earlier, right? Toronto taking on Tampa Bay. Hey, Tampa Bay. And you saw I saw the Blue Jays winning on this one, so a little bit conflicting numbers. ATS calculator likes the Blue Jays. 8.83 is the total on the calculator, and you can see here we do like the over. So yeah, maybe the over is the way you want to go here today in the Jays-Rays game. All right, Arizona, which I gave you guys yesterday as one of my long shots to win the World Series. I do like their first 3 in the pitching rotation. Yankees coming off that big win last night against the Blue Jays. Luke Weaver today going up against Brandon Pfaff of the D-backs. We're going to lean with the Yankees in this one. 4.08 to 3.7, the over-under at 7.87. So we do like it to go under the total, and don't look now, Arizona on a 5-game win streak. But going to be, hey, you're going from the desert to New York to the Bronx. I don't know what the weather is. It's getting a little cooler at night, right? It's getting a little cooler. We'll see if the ball flies out. All right, Atlanta taking on the Washington Nationals. The Braves, a 250 chalk. I had them listed here at minus 205. And you got the old veteran Charlie Morton up against Patrick Corbin tonight. And we do like the Braves, 5.2 to 4.2. The over-under at 9.5. I got the Phillies over the Mets. Hey, we had the Mets as our underdog play yesterday. We took the run line. I know they lost 5-4. We took the run line. And we, as Randy Moss would have said,
straight cash, homie.
Yeah, we got that straight cash. Minus 160 is the line. Taijuan Walker going up against Tyler McGill, his old teammate. And we do like the Phillies to take game number 2. Is it game 2 or 3? I can't remember. And 4.7 to 4.1, the over-under at 8.84. So we do have this one staying under the total. Well, with Taijuan Walker, you don't know, right? But what's his ERA? I thought does he have any high ERA? Taijuan Walker? Yeah, 4.40. 15-5. You should have, if you're 15-5, your ERA should be in like the low 3s, right? 3.1, 3.2. But 4.40, yeah, that's enough to talk me off the under. All right, there it is. My free play today, the Boston Chicago White Sox game under the total. Chris Sale, the lefty, going up against Touki Toussaint of the Chicago White Sox. I do have that game at 5.2 to to 3.6. The over-under at 8.83. So we do like it to go under the total. The Orioles taking on the Guardians. We do like Baltimore over Cleveland, 4.2 to 3.9. The over-under landing on 8.14. Dean Kremer going up against Shane Bieber, who hasn't pitched since the end of July. So Kramer going up against Bieber, and that's Bieber. I was checking this morning; he hasn't pitched since July, so we'll see what kind of form he's in here tonight. All right, Seattle taking on the Texas Rangers. Wow, there's your playoff baseball series of the weekend, right? Because this could be the series where, if a team sweeps the other series, bye-bye, baby. Hey, the other team, bye-bye. Enjoy golf season. 125 is the line, 9 is the total. Dane Dunning against Bryce Miller. Boy, that's going to be a great series this weekend. And we do like the Rangers in game number 1, 4.7 to 4.1, the over-under at 8.94. So we do have this game staying under the total. Looking at the Seattle Mariners coming in on a 3-game win streak, while the last 2 games for the Rangers have been a victory, and their last 2 have gone over the total. And look at that. They scored 15 runs against the Boston Red Sox 2 days ago. 15-5 was the final. Not Houston. What was I thinking Houston for? I was thinking Texas. Maybe I got Houston in my mind there. LA taking on the Minnesota Twins. Big chalk here, minus 275. Halos at 8. And we do like the Twinkies in this one, 4.5 to 3.4. The over-under at 7.9. Pablo Lopez going up against Davis Daniel of the Halos. This is where all the AAA players come up, right? Make their debut. All the teams with losing records starts bringing up their call-ups and getting them ready to see what they're like for next season. Minus 225 is the line here on Houston. There we go. We got Houston, no problem. And the Royals at 8. And we do like Houston. Look at that, 4.5 to 2.8. Very rare you see a 2.8 in the computer forecast. You look at the forecast in the computer, it's always like 5-4, 4-3, and parity. Like once people realize that the name of the game is parity, and you need analytics to really crunch those numbers to get down to those decimal points, you realize that it's a game of inches, right? So we do like Houston in this one. And for Houston, again, Framber Valdez against Cole Reagans of the Kansas City Royals. Oakland taking on Detroit. We got the Tigers winning 4.2 to 3.9. The over-under at 8.21. Cardinals and Padres. Padres coming off a 3-2 win in their last game, while the St. Louis Cardinals lost 6-0 to the Brew Crew yesterday. Dakota Hudson going to go for St. Louis up against Matt Waldron of the San Diego Padres. We do like the Padres in this one, 4.6 to 4.2, the over-under at 8.92. And San Francisco taking on the LA Dodgers. We do have Gavin Stone going up against Sean Manaea. I got the Dodgers winning 5.3 to 4.4, the over-under landing on 9.77. Ray Bork, right? Hey, you ever do that? You play these, you say the numbers and you say like 99 Gretzky, 77 Bork. Hey, who's 92? Hey, who'd be 92? Isn't that, what's his name there? Dude, crap. I got it at the tip of my tongue, but I can't say it. 21 Carbonneau. Hey, 45. I don't know 45. Aaron Asham. It was an Asham, like 45. Hey, the little games you play within the game. All right, there you have it. That is your... Holy cow. Let's get to the NFL because it is a football Friday, and let's go before Gil gets on the air here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the computer picks. So let's go NFL so we can get the teams that are 0-2, 2-0, or 1-1. And what I'm doing is I'm going to the NFL. Let me see if I have to restart it here. Yeah. No, I think we're good. All right. So let's go to game number 1. And let me take out the computer forecast. So game number 1, you got Detroit taking on Atlanta. And if you're a member of ATSstats.com, this is what you can do. So you go to the records. So Detroit 1-1 against Atlanta, who's 2-0, right? So Detroit's a home favorite. So let's go back in the old database, in the old time machine. Home favorites versus an opponent that is 2-0 in the season. All right, opponent that is 2-0 in the season, and Detroit's, let me see, coming off a loss, right? And they're coming off a loss. So let's see, in the old database, coming off a loss, what's the record of the home team? All right, where's my loss? Road win, I thought I saw, there it is. All right, yeah, where's that computer? Where's that elevator music, Scott? All right, home favorites. All right, so look at this. So Detroit 21-19 straight up, 15-22-3 against the number, 19-21 to the under. So if you like Detroit, that's the history of teams that are home favorites versus an opponent like Atlanta who's 2-0, and that home favorite's coming off a loss. So something to consider. Washington Commanders taking on the Buffalo Bills. Now, Washington is 2-0, so let's do Buffalo here. So Buffalo on the road, so you got an away favorite. Hey, away favorite. Where's my, hey, if I'm going to do it right. Away favorite versus an opponent, away favorite versus an opponent who is 2-0. Hey. The Bucks gets on my nerves after a while though. 2-0, but maybe not, eh? It's a little electronic wallpaper. That's what we used to call radio, right? Electronic wallpaper. All right, 2-0, but it can't throw me off though. I've got to focus here. And they're coming off a win, right? So they're 2-0. Obviously, they're coming off a win. Away favorites versus an opponent that's 2-0. Buffalo. Got to focus here. All right, so opponents 2-0. Washington's 2-0. There we go. Survey says the Buffalo Bills only, look at this, 12-10 and 9-13 against the point spread. I like the Commanders this weekend, and if you're a member of ATS Stats, you already know that by now, right? So away favorites versus an opponent that is 2-0. Yeah, not a lot of occurrences. Only 22 since 1983. Interesting. Very, very interesting. All right, let's go to the next one. Baltimore, home favorite of taking on the Colts. All right, so let's do the Colts. Away underdog versus a team. So let's do away underdogs versus a team that's 2-0. And the Colts coming off a win, right? Yeah, they're coming off a road win. So let's do this. So they're coming off a 31-20. So let's do away underdog versus an opponent who's 2-0. Let's do the first progression. Okay, so 39-93, 59-69, not that great, right? But what if they're coming off a road win? So let's try this. So let's do coming off a road win. Road win right there. Let's see if that's a little bit better. Oh, look at that. 5-16, 6-14-1. So if you like Baltimore, the system is in your favor this weekend. So away underdogs versus an opponent like Baltimore's 2-0, and that away underdog won last week. Yeah, not good. Not good. Hey, where's yeah. Anyways, 5-16, yeah, so not that good. Maybe Baltimore on Survivor pick this weekend. If you like Baltimore, that could be a good one. All right, next one here. All right, Green Bay, a favorite against a team that's 2-0. But look at the favorite, only -1. So let's try this here. Let's do a home favorite versus an opponent that's 2-0, and the Packers, they lost by 1 last weekend. So let's do this here. Let's just go off a loss. Actually, it was a road loss, so let's try that. Home favorites versus an opponent like New Orleans, who's 2-0, and the home team's coming off a road loss. Look at the number, 16. Wow, look at that. That's even Steven. 11, 19, and 2. All right. So not a really great, not a great against the point spread, but how about if we do this? How about home favorites of 3 or less? Let's do home favorites of 3 or less. And let's see if there's a different record. 17-3, 16. Yeah, not that great. So you know what? That's a coin flip right there. All right, let's do the next one before Gil comes on at the bottom of the hour. Jacksonville. Oh yes, watch this one. So I did a little bit of a research this morning. So Jacksonville at home against a team that's 0-2. Check this out. All right, so home favorites, and I'm gonna break this down in a couple of segments here. So versus 0-2, right? So home favorites since 1983 versus an opponent that is 0-2, 78, 46-1. But look at this. When I go home favorites of 5 or more, I think it's 5 or 6 or more. They're 5.5 this weekend? What's the line? 8.5. Sorry. Okay. So 8.5. So let's go here. Home favorites of home favorites. Where are you? Oh, here we go. 7.5 or more. Let's see what the record is. 38-10. 38-10. Okay. 21, 27-0. I thought there was one that was way much better than that. Home favorites versus an opponent. I think it was another team though. Was it another team? Jacksonville 8.5. Versus an opponent 0-2. And let me see. Last game. Oh, coming off a loss. Okay, yeah. Let me try that. Coming off a loss. So the home favorite coming off a loss. I had like a 21-3 system. 17-7. Yeah, I thought there was one that was like 21-3. Maybe it was another team. Or was it? All right. So anyway, that's pretty good. That's pretty good as well, right? All right. Cleveland up against Tennessee, 2 even teams. Minnesota. Look at that. Two teams that are who are, as Joe Namath would say,
Struggling.
Yeah, 2 teams that are struggling. So let's try this. Home favorite. So you know what? This is basically a pick'em game, right? When you look at -1, it's basically. Let me see what the latest line is with my sports book here. Minnesota. Where's the Vikings? Yeah, -1. All right, so it is -1. All right, so we got home favorites versus an opponent's 0-2, and let's say the home favorites on a 2-game losing streak, right? Or you know what? Let's just do it by progression. Home favorites versus a team that's 0-2. Yeah, we already did that before. Okay, so now the home favorites on a 2-game losing streak, right? So 2 teams are on a 2-game losing streak. So let me go to my losing streak. And there's 5 I hear elevator music coming. Hey, where's my losing streak? 10 or more. Man, I got too many queries in here. There it is. All right, 2-game losing streak. What's the record? 22-13-1. But look at that, 18-18-0 against the point. So yeah, if you like Minnesota straight up, well, -1, might as well say it's straight up. That's a coin flip game. That is a coin flip game. Interesting data. What about away underdogs? Away underdogs versus an opponent 0-2, and they're also on a 2-game losing streak. Well, it should be the opposite, right? 13-23. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Duh. All right, next one. Let me see. Okay, here it is. I think it was Miami. Yeah, this one is let me show you guys something here. Till 2-0. Miami's 2-0 against a team that's 0-2. All right. So we got the home favorite that facing opponent is 2-0, and that team's on a 2-game win streak. All right, let's see what the home favorite is. 22-7, but look at the point spread. I wish I didn't see that because I love Miami this weekend. I wish I didn't see this stat. So anyways, for shirts and giggles, this is why we do this, right? 22-7. So if you like Miami, home favorites versus an opponent who's 0-2 like Denver, and the home team's coming off a 2-game winning streak. Yeah, pretty 22-7, 13-5-1. Now let's break it down. And Miami's 6-point favorite. So let's see if we do a 6-point favorite. Let me see if I got a different. Okay, we'll try this. We'll go 6-point or less. 8-3, 5-5-1. Okay, it makes me smile a little bit better. What if there's 6 or more home favorite? So -6 or more home favorite. 17-4. Wow. Okay, you know what? Survivor pools. If you like Miami, so any team that's let me see what the latest line is on some of these other books, because 6 is an interesting number. 6.5. I got that bookmaker. So 6.5. All right, so if you like Miami in a survivor pool this weekend, anytime they're facing opponents 0-2 and they're on a 2-game winning streak, pretty good. 17-4 straight up, 9-11-1 to the under. Yeah, interesting. And this is what I mean about week 3, right? You get these rolls of teams that are 0-2, 2-0. All right, so here we got 2 teams. All right, home underdog. So we got the Jets as a home underdog. All right, so we got the Jets as a home underdog versus an opponent who's 0-2. And the Jets are coming off a loss on the road, right? So let me try this. All right, so home underdog versus an opponent, and they're on a coming off a road loss. Let me try that. Come on, Ron, where is it? Home win? Nope, I need road loss. There it is. All right, let's see what happens here. 3-8. All right. So if you like the Jets or the New England, I wish there was more. Only 11 games since 1983. All right. So there you have it. That is some of the research that I came up with this weekend, and maybe we'll talk about it more with Gil Melendez. And speaking of Gil, let's bring him on to the show. Let me go to the show right here, and let me get Gil the Thrill on right now. And boom.
Welcome, Frogtown Sports, to the podcast, home of the most favorable pick. sharing knowledge and insight gathered over the past 25 years in the NFL. Situations to look out for, red flags to avoid, and stats that are relevant to help us find that likely cover. Now, here's your sports handicapping host and the curator of NFL angles.
1, 2, 3.
Ron Raymond and Gil Melendez.
And Gil Melendez. Good morning, Gil.
Morning. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. Doing good. Just crunching some numbers here on a football Friday. And I don't know if you heard any of those numbers. Man, you know, it's that time of year where you get these 2-0 teams up against 0-2 teams and 1-1, and you know, law of average, right? I talk about it all the time on the show, and that last stat I gave, home underdogs, or it was the actually it was the home favorites versus an opponent that's 2-0, and let me just bring it right back here, and they're on a 2-game win streak, and let me just. Man, I know you play with the database too. There's so much in this database. You can spend like the whole day.
There is, and that's the thing about when you're handicapping and you have all this information. You know, you definitely want to take some things that lean towards what your theory is. You know, what your gameplay is. So I think I am on the same side as you in one of these and against you in another.
Okay,
But again, that's what this is all about, is trying to figure out the puzzle, paint the picture, what you think is going to happen. So
any teams at 6 or more home favorite versus an opponent who's 0-2 like Denver, and that team at home is coming off a 2-game win streak, 17-4 straight up, but only 9-12 against the number. Like I like really, I love Miami this weekend. But that kind of scares me. Right. But hey, like they say in poker, card laid, card played, right?
Right, and this is the one I am going against you. So I look at another angle.
Yep.
And since 2005, home teams in week 3 that were on the road in weeks 1 and 2 are 33% against the spread.
Wow.
So that's Miami coming home. But for the Miami Dolphins, you know, they gave up a lot of rushing yards in week 1. I mean, 230 yards, 88 last week. And I think Javonte Williams this week is going to have a lot more touches. And I think the Denver is going to run the ball and obviously to try to slow down the game, keep Tua and Tyreek off the field. And I think you know, 6.5 for Denver going 0-2 coming in. This is going to be a tough game for them. What I do also like is that coming from your ATSstats.com lets us know since 1983, the Dolphins are 7-13-3 coming off back-to-back ATS road wins. That's 32%. So coming off these road wins is you know, and coming home is going to be tough for them on this third week, is which I believe. What I also see that helps me is the splits. Right now, the splits are showing that it is a sharper play. It's 41% on the tickets, 68% on the money. So if that stays the same, you know, throughout the weekend, you know, I do like to see this one come down to field goal, and we'll see. You know, we'll see. That's the picture I paint.
Yep.
You know, so again, all this data.
It's perception versus reality, and then you know, we wrote an article on the ATS Stats website this week, and you're right. When a team like Miami had 2 road games, and then now this, you know, week 3 and their first at home. You know, the comfort, and they're coming in with full of confidence. They got the market psychology in their favor. You got Denver. Everybody thinks, you know, like Russell Wilson is done. You know, Sean Payton maybe he's not up to date in his RPO game, or you know, whatever people are thinking. And you know what, Sean Payton's a good head coach, and he'll figure it out. And he you know, he's got a new team, a new quarterback who's, you know, on the downside of the hill. You know, he's not getting younger, so he's got to find. And the one thing with quarterbacks is you got to find their strengths. What is their strengths at his age right now, right? He's not as mobile as he used to be. And, so Sean Payton's got to figure this out real quickly, or they're looking at 0-3. And he's in the worst place to be 0-3 when you got a team in Boulder, in Colorado, really taking all the – maybe it's a good thing, taking all the pressure off him. Everybody's talking about Coach Prime and the Buffaloes.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then
all right, so let's recap last week, how you did, and how you're doing in the contest.
2-3.
Okay.
Again, that's the way the ball bounces. I think again, like you're always going to think you're on the right side.
Yep.
But that 40%, you want to get 60% of the plays, you're going to get 40%. It's still going to come in if you stay at the 60%. So for the last 2 weeks, we're 6-4 with the double coverage.
Yep.
So again, we're right there at 60%. We're going to get our 4-1s and maybe 1 or 2 5-0s here. So we'll get that back up over where we want to get it in 65, closer to 70.
Hey, it's a 15-round fight, right?
That's right. Right.
Yeah, it's a 15-rounder.
Like you said, it's how you finish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when you're in these contests, like I went 3-2 last week, and I'm 6-4 as well. And it's just you got to try to avoid as many 2-3, 1-4 weeks as try not to have 1-4. Man, it's you can only probably afford one of those weeks. You just got to try to stay within, and then you get those 5-0 weeks, and if you can, have a couple of those, that really gives you a chance at the end, right? And like you said a couple weeks ago, there's you just want to get in the prize money.
That's it. And then now you got these quarterly prizes, so even if you you could string 4 weeks together.
Yep. There you go.
You're in good shape.
All right, buddy. So let's talk about that first game. The Tennessee Titans taking on the Cleveland Browns. Now, looking at Tennessee going into this weekend, let me just bring up my ATS. So Tennessee coming off a 27-24 win last week against the Chargers at home, and Cleveland 26-22 Monday night loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now going into this game, Cleveland a 3-point favorite. Here's the thing with 50,000 sportsbooks out there now, it could be 3 here, 2.5 there, 3.5 here, but the total is 39.5. And what are you thinking about this weekend with Cleveland and Tennessee?
Well, I've been on Tennessee in the first 2 weeks, and they're 2-0. I said I like their defense. I think they're underrated. Vrabel is a great coach. So we're going to have 2 good defenses here. So, right off the bat, you want to think that it's going to come down to a field goal game. Cleveland is 1-7 as a non-division home favorite, 3 points or more. And obviously they're 1-1 this season so far. But the Titans are 5-2 versus opponents off Monday night. They're 2-0 so far this year. Again, I think they have the momentum. ATSstats.com lets us know that Tennessee is 7-3 coming off a win, and 11-7 in their last 18 on the road. Pushover defense is that since 1983, the Titans are 7-3 and 1 in week 3, while Cleveland is 3-7 with the 5-day rest. And we talked about that earlier, a few weeks ago, how we think that rest really plays a role against this. And let's see here. And then NFL home favorites are 13-32 against the spread after facing Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. So you're going to have Cleveland coming off a battle. Again, they're off a short week, 1 day less. And now they're going to take on another good defensive team. So, this, I believe, is going to come down to a field goal. And it looks like the split is 77 and on the ticket, 70% on the money on Tennessee. So I don't know if that's hopefully it's early sharp money.
Yeah,
and maybe we'll see that comes down.
Backers.
Yeah, so sometimes that's might be a little too high, but we'll see where that split ends up on Sunday morning.
Well, just looking at the rain report and some of the numbers that I have, and I agree with that. I like the Titans here. When I think of Tennessee, they're your typical meat potato team. You know what I mean? Like you got your surf and turf teams with Kansas City and San Fran, but when I think of Tennessee Titans, I think of ground and pound, good defense, good head coach, and just to get them as underdog, right. Man, it's such a I don't know if it's a gift, but right. I'll take it.
Yeah. They're in a good spot.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying they're in a good spot.
They're a great
They
spot.
got Cleveland off Pittsburgh, getting the points.
Yeah, and looking at their history against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, 6-2 straight up, 5-3 against the number, and so I do like the. I'm with you. I'm with the Titans this weekend. And people who are members of the site already know that by now. And looking at some of the stats and trends, Tennessee last 3 years coming off a win on the road, 7-3 against the number. I'm with you, Gil. Give me the Tennessee Titans. Give me the meat and potatoes. Maybe. Remember that commercial there with use a fork or a spoon, Chunky Campbell. Maybe that's that's where I'm going here this weekend. I'm going with the Tennessee Titans as well.
There you go.
All right. So Denver, Miami. We talked about that a bit, and
Indianapolis at Baltimore. I think I'm on the opposite side of you in this one as well.
Okay.
I like Baltimore. I'm going to take them in the Survivor in the contest play. So I like Baltimore to win, and this is where the middling comes with these contests.
Yep.
So I'm going to have Indianapolis to stay within 8.5. But I'm still want Baltimore to win, for the Survivor.
Yeah.
So, but this is an interesting game here, So Indianapolis is 8-2 versus Baltimore, and they're 7-3 at Baltimore. So Baltimore is 1-4 versus non-division as a home favorite of 7 points or greater, and they're 2-5 in Game 3. But interesting enough. See here, this is a stat that I had in my arsenal, or actually a system play, is to play on any NFL dog 3 points or more in week 3 of the season, coming off 1 win exact if they lost against a spread of 5 or more points in game 1. I know it's a 60% or greater. I don't have the exact number, but that is a angle that I have on the 60 plus. But interesting is now I think this might be, an upgrade also with Richardson on the sideline of Minshew coming in.
Yeah.
He's an underrated player too. He's almost like, in my opinion, okay. I think Minshew, he came in as a rookie in 2015. He lit it up. Everybody went crazy, over him. He actually has the rookie TD record. In 14 games, 21 touchdowns in 2019, and he has averaged 233 yards per game with 6 interceptions. I think Minshew can certainly keep this game close, given that also that Baltimore is still having issues with their injuries on both sides of the ball. So that win last week for Harbaugh and Baltimore was incredible. I don't know how, they did that with the injuries that they have, but they found a way. And week 3 here at home, again, versus a team that looks like that they can, take care of. But let's see here. There was also, let me double check. Okay, yeah. So Baltimore is off Cincinnati.
Yep.
A tough game.
At Cincinnati.
So, and before Cincinnati, they had a division game there. Now they have a less, Indianapolis, a team that's 8.5 points that they should take care of. But on deck, they have 2 division games after this. So they're in a division sandwich. You got a division, Indianapolis, division. So I think they might be letting up a little bit, and is to really get prepared for the next 2 division games, which are going to be more important. So I'm thinking Minshew can keep this close.
Okay.
And with the injuries, I'll take Indianapolis plus the 8.5.
You know what? It's not a bad play because people are gonna be thinking too. Went to Cincinnati, beat Joe Burrows and the Bengals. You had a breather at home against the Texans in week 1, and. Right. Yeah, and here's Baltimore's record, like you said, in the last 10 against the Colts, 2-8 against the point spread. And it's just sometimes in sports betting, you can't always swim with the current, right? You got to go against market perception and just the contrarian play, right? I got a feeling like in the splits you're seeing is Baltimore a huge public play right now?
Yeah, that's another thing. They're 30% of the tickets is on it. So not a lot of people are on Indianapolis. They're more on Baltimore, but the money, 78% of the money is on Tennessee.
Yeah.
So right there, that's telling us that it's a sharper play, early sharp play. Again, we're going to see where that ends on Sunday morning. Yep. But right now, everything indicates to me that Indianapolis is a sharp bet that I'll take in the contest.
I used to have this thing with when I do the show with Ross, and I call it my uncomfortable pick of the week. That would classify as my uncomfortable pick of the week right there. Yeah. And sometimes you got to have that uncomfortable pick where it's like, you know what, I know I should be on Baltimore, but my gut or my sports bet gut is telling me that the Colts are the play here this week. And you know what? That's why you play the game, right? What does Herm Edwards say all the time? Where's my little Herm?
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports.
Yeah, that is the great thing about sports.
It is.
Yeah, little Herm Edwards. All right, all right. So you're on Baltimore. I kind of like Baltimore for my my Survivor play this weekend.
I'm going to take them. I'm taking them also. So again, like I said, this is going to be a middle game for me. So Sunday, I'm going to want Indianapolis to keep it close, but Baltimore to win. And that's the tough when you're in both of these. That's why I don't do fantasy football anymore. Forget about it. I need this running back. I need that. I need this. To fall into perfectly.
All right, let's get to that Sunday night game between the Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. All right,
Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, this is Raiders. Tough weekend against my Bills last weekend, but that's I'm not going to be sending them. I'm happy Buffalo won off that loss to the Jets on opening night. But looking at this game, the Raiders in their first two games, you can see the game number one, they won 17-16 at Denver, and then they went to Buffalo. They're like Miami. They had two road games right out of the gate, and now they get a little bit of home cooking against a Steeler team who's going to be feeling pretty good after that 26-22 win, but not really good after that home opener stinker against the 49ers. And going into this one, you can see the Raiders a 3-point favorite. 43.5 is the total. And when Pittsburgh played the Raiders in either Oakland or LA or wherever a Raider team was, wherever Al had them, they were 3-6 straight up and against the number. But the Raiders 8-2 against the point spread. Last 10. What does Gil Melendez like this weekend?
Yeah, right now I like Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh plus the points. Since 2005. Again, we talked about this earlier. The teams that are on the road on weeks 1 and 2, they're 33% against the spread. At home in week 3. You mentioned it already. Pittsburgh's 8-2 as a non-division dog, while the Raiders are 0-4 in their last 3 versus the AFC North, and they're 2-5 versus opponents off Monday night. Now, the Raiders possess a weak defense. They have their defense is terrible. They gave up 450 yards total last week, and with Tomlin's 15th ranked defense, I think Pickett should have plenty of opportunity to identify Raiders' soft spots. I think they will be in there and take care of business. But unlike Cleveland, listen to this: that Cleveland is 9-6 after Monday nights, and 7-4 off Monday night win. So and to top it off, they're 16-9 with 5 days off. So that's an anomaly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they got less. I don't know what Tomlin does to do to get them prepared after 5 weeks, but they have been doing it, and that's I was taken from ATSstats.com. Lets us know that Cleveland, unlike Cleveland, Pittsburgh is 16-9 with 5 days rest.
Yeah, no, I'm just checking out the some of the stats right now. Yeah, 69 against the point spread after a Monday night game since 83, 9-6 on the road. Yeah, no, hey, you know what? This game here for me can go either way. I kind of like Jimmy Garoppolo in this spot, but the Steelers take away that Monday, that first game of the year. They had a good preseason. I know preseason. You can't put much into it, but it's still. But you know what? We say that, right? It's only preseason, but you look at the history, the last 3-4 years, teams are wanting to win more going into the season on a winning note. And you got a really good head coach here in Tomlin. Yeah, we'll see what happens right here in this game. And if you like the Steelers plus 2.5, you're getting that Geico insurance, so that's good. Right. That's good as well.
They travel well, so they'll have a support there, and we'll definitely see what's happening. The split is 47% of the tickets are on Pittsburgh, but the money is on the Raiders. So there you have it. Again, it's going to be a coin flip. We're going to see, we'll see how it ends up.
Yeah. The last time these two teams met, and here's the good news for you, for the Steelers backers, they played December 24th, Christmas Eve, 2022, and it was a 13-10 win for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's good news for Steelers fans. All right, the last one, Tampa Bay. That's a Sunday nighter, right? Or is Monday?
Yeah, that's a Sunday. Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night game.
Yeah, I'm on this side. I don't have the write-up on this yet, but we'll definitely have that Sunday morning for you.
No problem.
But I am on the side of the Tampa Bay Bucks. Again, there's a lot of similar, shortcomings on the Philadelphia side, but I'll have that all written up by Sunday morning.
Yeah, no problem. And you know what? Here, I'm going to do a quick, a little study right here. So home underdogs, all right, versus an opponent who's 2-0 in the year. Right. So, and you're on a 2-game win streak. Let's see what the old service 7-7, 8-6 against the point spread. So any home underdog who's playing an opponent who's 2-0, like Philadelphia, and the home underdog is also on a 2-game win streak in week 3, 7-7 against the straight up, 8-6 against the number, 7-7 to the over-under. So that's good. I'm on Tampa Bay too. I don't know. I don't know if Baker Mayfield is. It's like I told you last week. Baker Mayfield is really big with younger generations quarterback that I coach. They love Baker Mayfield, and why not? And so do bettors right now because he's making them a lot of money.
Right. Yeah. He has the drive. He has the enthusiasm. You can see his want and will to win.
Yeah.
He'll do anything.
Yeah, he plays with a chip on his shoulder. I like that. And even though I got the Eagles on the Raymond Report analytics from 17 previous games in the database, I got a 23-20 victory for the Eagles. But even though they're winning, not covering. So I'll take that +4 this weekend. And here's the good news: if you like the Bucks, anytime Philadelphia's on the road against a team with a 60 or higher win percentage in the last 10, 2-8 straight up and 2-8 against the number. So that's really good news for us, but not good news on Buck fans. But I won't even look at that stat right there. But for being a pro, I got to say it. Tampa Bay at home against the same type of opponent, only 3-7 to a 2-7-1. So misery loves company. They're going to meet at Raymond James Stadium this Monday night. All right. That's it. Should be a good one. All right, Gil. You ready for the weekend? You ready for week number 3?
We are. We're ready. We got. We got our picks in. We got 3 survivors available. One of them will be Baltimore, and Jacksonville will be the second one. And I'm actually the third one. I still don't know yet.
Okay.
I have Buffalo on there, but it's you mentioned it too. Washington could, who knows what Washington do with, So we'll see. It might be Seattle. But we'll figure it out come Sunday.
Come kick off. All right. Before you go, just going to tell you some of the bullpens, what they're saying. Teams that are 2-0. Okay, Scott says teams that are 0-2 that came into the season with a regular season win total of more than 9 are 9-0-1 in Game 3 since 2014. The Chargers and Bengals find themselves in this spot this weekend. That's great information, Scott. Yeah. 70% of the bets are on the Baltimore, but 78% of the money's on Indy, says Scott Christensen. Scott likes the Chargers and Vikings over this weekend. Daryl Turner, his other brother Daryl, likes the Titans under. I like that too. I think that's a defensive battle. We talked about that. Titans defense is underrated, and Ravens under, says Daryl. So, the bullpen kind of agreeing with us here on some, and then liking the under in totals this weekend. All right, Gil Melendez, frogtownsports.com. If people want to get your tip sheet this weekend, how do they do that?
Yeah, the tip sheet, frogtownsports.com. This will be the last week that you can view it and see. Obviously we'll have some samples up there, but starting next week we'll have it up. The cost is still debatable. We're still working on that, but we'll have it available at your site, atstats.com and frogtownsports.com. So there'll be instructions on there to follow. It's going to be very reasonable, and again, you can see what you'll get for a very reasonable cost. So.
Absolutely. All right, Grill, perfect. So have yourself a great weekend, and we'll catch back with you on Monday. And we'll recap all the games on the weekends, and hopefully.
Good luck to all the bullpenners.
Sorry?
Good luck to all the bullpenners.
Oh yeah, good luck to all the bullpenners for sure, and let's get that cash, or as Jerry Maguire would have say,
Show me the money!
Show me the money. Right. All right, buddy, have yourself a great weekend, and we'll catch you back here on Monday.
Good luck. Take care.
All right, that's Gil Melendez from Frogtown Sports, and you guys can follow him each Mondays and Fridays here on the Raymond Report. And Gil giving out some great information here. So Gil also liking Tennessee plus 3.5. I believe he liked Denver, right? Plus 6.5. He took the Colts plus 8.5. Pittsburgh. And you know what? Week number 3, I think week number 3 could be a good contrarian week, right? When you think about it, all the recreational players, they're most of the recreational players love the favorites, right? So bookmakers know that. You got to think like a bookmaker, like my good friend Ross says all the time. And I got a feeling this could be a contrarian week. In fact, let me go to my SBI Sports Betting Index, and you can get that here at atsstats.com. And let's go to NFL. Hey, you know what? NBA, NHL starting this weekend, preseason, hey? Hoo-ha. Hey, Joe, who owns the Chiefs?
Joe owns the Chiefs. Owns.
I don't know. All right, so we do know that NFL Week 3 is here, and looking at the favorites the last 2 weeks, see this? You know what? Been underdogs. Maybe it might be a favorite week. Underdogs in Week 1, 68%, 50% last week. We'll see. We'll see what happens this week, but I got a feeling it might be as Norm Peterson would say.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, milk-bone underwear for Mr. Norm Peterson. Normie? All right, let's go to talking about 80% Club stats.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
I never realized until now the emphasis on not a game.
We talking about practice. Not a game.
I love it. All right, 80% Club Stats brought to you by the Raymond Report. Folks, you can get the Raymond Report today at atsstats.com. $4.99 for a week, $19.99 for the month, $99 for the year, and you can get it all the tools in the toolbox right here at atsstats.com. Did you know the Ravens are 19-1 as a 7-9.5 home favorite after a division game since 1996? That's good for 95%. The Green Bay Packers are 15-1 as a home team playing the month of September, the last 10 season. That's good for 93.75%. Hey, the Chiefs, 14-1 is when the home total is 47.5 the last 7 years. That's good for 93%. If you like the under in the Denver game this weekend, the under is 12-1 for Denver as an away team coming off a home loss as a favorite the last 7 years, 92.3%. And let's leave you on a high note right here. Let's go over the total here in the Bengals game. The over 11-1 for Cincinnati at home coming off an over the last 7 years. That's good for 91.1%. And so there you have it. That is your 80% Club stats courtesy of the Raymond Report. And again, folks, don't forget, check out Gil the Thrill Melendez double coverage report. Get the Oregon-Colorado preview for free. All you got to do is go to the website, click on matchups. If you want matchups, we got a lot of matchups right here. In fact, just go down here and click on college football, NFL, CFL for my Canadian Football League friends. And the pull-down menu, go right here. Let's go to that Washington-Buffalo game. And if you scroll down to the bottom here on a Football Friday, hey, hoo-ha, the weekend's here. And you can see I got some really great stuff. Did you know that when the Washington Commanders are a 3.5 to 6.5 point underdog versus a non-division opponent on 6 days rest coming off and over, they are 7-3 straight up, 9-1 against the number. And folks, that's the Raymond Report in a nutshell right there. All right, I want to thank Gil Melendez for coming on the show here today and giving us all that knowledge. And this is for you, the Nature Boy. Coach, your Niners Giants line was very close on ATS. Yeah, we were pretty close. CFL, yeah, the CFL, we did that yesterday. You know what? Let me wrap up the CFL for you guys, because remember yesterday I said, hey, what's wrong with our stats here? So I went in, I regenerated the stats. So before you go, it is a Football Friday anyways, but you know. So let's Ottawa Red Blacks playing tonight against Saskatchewan. I got a tight one here. I got the Red Blacks winning by 23.4 to 22.4. The over-under at 45.8. However, Ottawa's on a 7-game losing streak. The BC Lions taking on the Edmonton Elks at Commonwealth Stadium. I got the Elks pulling off the upset as an 8.5 point home underdog. We'll see if that catches on tonight. 23.4 to 22.4, the over-under at 45.8. Les Alouettes de Montréal taking on the Calgary Stampeders. Montreal, a 2.5 point road favorite. Wow. At McMahon Stadium tonight, 22-21 is the final. Over-under landing on 44.3. Also, getting a little cooler here up in Canada, so we'll see if any of these games, you can see the totals, right? Totals are reflecting of the weather. And then the last game of the CFL week number 16, I believe it's 16. Hamilton taking on the Argonauts. The Queen Elizabeth, was it the Q01 series? Hey, we got the Argos winning this one, 28-20. The over-under at 48.4. So we do have it going over the total. And that's for all my Canadian Football League friends, courtesy of the Raymond Report right here at atsstats.com. All right, and what do we want this winners?
I want winners.
This weekend? What, Mike? Stuck there. Oh, here we go.
I want winners.
There we go. Mike Singletary wants winners this week, and I want to give you winners. All right, folks. That's the weekend. That's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back here on Monday with another edition of the Raymond Report. Harry Carey.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you've got to beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs. Owns. I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo! If you smile, what the rock is cooking. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.